University Challenge. Asking the questions, Amol Rajan.
Hello and welcome to another match in the quarter-final stage of this year's University Challenge. Two more teams return tonight, having won one quarter-final already. Whoever wins this match will join Imperial College London in the semis, while the losers will need to play a third time and win to qualify alongside them. The team from Trinity College, Cambridge do seem to enjoy living dangerously. They lost their first game against Manchester on a tie-break, but were saved by the round one repechage, where they beat Southampton. In round two, against Warwick, they came very close to throwing away a 70-point lead in the dying seconds, while in their first quarter-final against the Open University, they fell 70 points behind before coming back to win by 190 points to 170. That said, they have been consistently excellent on topics ranging from chemistry to classical music, and their average score per game is just over 200 points. Let's meet them once again.
Hi, I'm Sarah Henderson. I'm from North London and I'm studying Japanese.
Hi, I'm Agnejo Banerjee. I'm from Dundee and I'm studying for a PhD in maths.
And their captain.
Hi, I'm Ryan Junsok Kang. I'm originally from Seoul, South Korea, and I'm doing a PhD in organic chemistry.
Hi, I'm Jeremy Jakshina. I'm from Białystok, Poland, and I'm doing masters in genetics.
The team from UCL began their series campaign with a comfortable win against a talented team from King's College, Cambridge, that after a slightly shaky start saw off Hertford College, Oxford in round two. In their first quarter-final, they faced Christchurch, and although the Oxonians put up a good fight towards the end, UCL still finished on top by 200 points to 130. Chess, history and physics are just a few of their strengths, but we have seen them struggle on meteorology, literary criticism and ballet. Their average score so far is precisely 205. Let's meet them for the fourth time.
Good evening, I'm James Hall. I'm from North Finchley in London and I'm studying law.
Hi, I'm Ali Izzadust. I'm from Portugal and Azerbaijan and I'm studying for a Masters in Intellectual History.
And their captain.
Hi, I'm Tayana Saw. I'm from North London and I'm studying medicine.
Hello, I'm Jacob Finlay. I'm from Cranley in Surrey and I'm studying a Masters of Public Administration.
OK, guys, good to see you back. Place in the semi-finals up for grabs. Here's your first start for 10. Fingers on buzzers. Which Greek letter represents all of these? In psychology, a type of emitted brainwave, also called the wicket rhythm, linked to both the performance and observation of voluntary muscle movements. In mathematics, the Ramanujan-Soldner constant. In chemistry, a bridging ligand. In physics, the coefficient of friction. And broadly...
UCL Hall.
Lambda?
No, I'm afraid you lose 5 points. And broadly, the SI prefix micro.
Trinity Kang.
Mu.
Mu is correct, yes. Your bonuses, Trinity, are on the tentative list of proposed new UNESCO World Heritage Sites in the UK, revealed by the UK government in April 2023. First, named for the large town in which it is located, which public park on the Wirral is on the 2023 list? Designed by Joseph Paxton, it is generally agreed to be the world's first publicly funded park and notably influenced Central Park in New York City.
I mean, towns in Wirral.
Do you know this?
I mean, Birkenhead is a town in Wirral,
Okay.
so...
Do you want to go with...
Do you have a better,
Okay, let's go with Birkenhead.
Is correct. Second, the list also includes the marine parks and protected areas of the Little Island, of which British overseas territory. The first MPAs were designated around 35 years ago to protect the island's reefs, mangroves and seagrass beds, and now cover around 75% of the island's shoreline.
Mangrove, so...
Is it Indian?
Do we have anything in the Indian Ocean? Or... Because, do you want to just go, like, Pitcairn Islands or something?
Let's go Pitcairn Islands.
Pitcairn Islands?
There's the Cayman Islands. Also on the list, the Flow Country is a large rolling expanse of blanket bog, a globally rare habitat, that spans which two adjacent historic counties of Scotland, the most northerly on the mainland?
Sutherland and Caithness.
Okay, I'll nominate you. Nominate Agnejo.
Sutherland and Caithness.
Is correct, yes. Another starter question now. Born near Granada in 1898, who rose to prominence as a playwright and poet before his assassination, thought to be by...
Trinity Akshina.
Federico Garcia Lorca.
Is correct, yes. Well done. Your bonuses, Trinity, are on films whose titles contain the full name of a character. For example, The Curious Case of Benjamin Button. In each case, all I need to hear for the points is that character's name. First, a 1973 film by Chantal Akerman. The title character is a lonely, widowed housewife who occasionally engages in sex work.
We're not going to get this, right?
Don't think so.
No, we're not going to get anything.
There's the Diaries of Bridget something, but it's not.
No,
the
it's
timing
not
is
that.
completely
No, Will Deacon.
That's the name of your reserve, isn't it? No. It's Jan Dielman. Secondly, a 1972 film by Rainer Werner Fassbinder. The title character is a narcissistic fashion designer who becomes infatuated with a young model while in a sadomasochistic relationship with her assistant.
We still have nothing, right?
Films that have fashion designers.
No. There's going to be a fictional one anyway, right? So we're not going to get it. Pass, sorry.
That was Petra von Kant, as in the bitter tears of Petra von Kant. Finally, the English title of a 1974 film by Werner Herzog, based on a true story. The title character is a young man who appears one day in Nuremberg, barely able to speak or walk, having spent his life up to that point imprisoned in a cellar by an unknown captor.
It's Kaspar Hauser, I think.
Okay, I'll nominate you. Nominate Yakshina.
Kaspar Hauser.
Yes, as in the enigma of Caspar Hauser. Let's start a question now. Proposed by C.D. Broad in 1923, what two-word name denotes the theory of time in which the past and present are real, but the future is not yet real? It is, along with the moving spotlight theory...
Trinity Banerjee.
A series of time.
No, I'm afraid you lose 5 points. A version of the so-called A theory of time.
UCL Finlay.
The Dalloway principle?
No, the answer I was looking for was the growing block theory. Another starter question now. In chemistry, which reaction mechanism is used to produce nitriles, amines, or alcohols from haloalkanes? These reactions involve replacing a halogen atom with a highly negative ion or molecule.
Trinity Kang.
Nucleophilic substitution.
It is a nucleophilic substitution, yes, well done. Your bonuses then, Trinity, are 3 questions on genetics. Based on studies in the fruit fly Drosophila, which US scientist concluded that genes are arranged in a series on chromosomes and are responsible for heredity? He won the Nobel Prize for Physiology or Medicine in 1933.
Is it Bateman or Miller? It will be either Bateman or Miller.
Should we just
Or
go...
is it Bateman or Bateson?
Let's go, should we go Bateson?
Is it Bateson? Like,
Yeah.
Let's go.
Have you had Bateson before? Or...
I don't know.
Okay, let's go with. Let's go.
Okay, Bateson.
No, it's Thomas Hunt Morgan. The US scientists George Beadle and Edward Tatum proposed what hypothesis based on findings that specific amino acids needed to be added to growth medium to culture some mutant strains of the mold Neurospora crassa?
I'm thinking one gene, one enzyme. Have you heard that before?
I know nothing
I
about
have heard the phrase.
Okay,
Is
yeah,
it this?
one gene, one enzyme.
Yes, it's that hypothesis, yes. Finally, Marshall Nirenberg and Heinrich Mattei first cracked the genetic code when they established that RNA containing a chain of uracil coded for which essential amino acid? It is a precursor for the amino acid tyrosine.
Is this thymine?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
I think it's.
Okay, thymine.
No, that was phenylalanine. Another starter question now. We're going to have a picture round. For your picture starter, you'll see a map with the location of a city indicated. For 10 points, name the city.
UCL Finlay.
Hangzhou?
No.
Trinity Kang.
Nanjing.
Yes, formerly known as Nanking. The 1842 Treaty of Nanking ended the First Opium War and forced China to open 5 treaty ports in which outside powers could trade while their citizens remained exempt from local law. For your bonuses, you will see the location of some of these treaty ports. 5 points for each you can identify. First, the city indicated with the yellow pin here, location of the old Bund.
What lies across Shanghai? Do we know?
Is this Guangdu or Guangzhou?
No, Guangzhou's way further.
Okay.
Do we have anything around the opposite Shanghai? Like, do we have anything?
Come on.
If not, pass, sorry.
It's Ningbo. Second, this provincial capital.
This one's not lower. Do you want to go... Is this Guangzhou or is this
No,
not?
it's Guangzhou's furthest.
We don't know this, do we?
Go with Guangzhou, but
Yeah, Guangzhou.
No, that was Fuzhou. And finally,
Is this Guangzhou?
I think this one.
Yeah,
This one.
Guangzhou.
yes, that is Guangzhou. Plenty of time, UCL. See if we can get going with this starter. What hyphenated French term denotes a work of art that places an image within an image, and so on? Repeating ad infinitum.
Trinity Yakshina.
Passepartout.
No, I'm afraid you lose 5 points. Repeating ad infinitum. The term is also used in literary theory to denote a story within a story.
UCL Hall.
Motif répété.
No, that was mise en abîme, meaning cast into the abyss. Let's start a question now. Taking place on the 6th of September, Unification Day is a national holiday in which country? It commemorates the 1885 unification of a principality of the same name with the autonomous province of the Ottoman Empire known...
Trinity Yakshina.
Bulgaria.
It is Bulgaria, yes. Your bonuses, Trinity, are on the Rijksmuseum Gallery of Honour, a collection of particularly notable works from the Dutch Golden Age. First, born in Leiden in 1626, which genre painter's works in the gallery include The Merry Family, a typically busy comic domestic scene with a moralising slant?
Do you have any names around?
I
that so we
remember
could
the
get his
painting. I
What?
think it starts with C.
No, sorry, pass.
That was Jan Steen. Next, one of the first women included in the gallery, which painter was represented by a still life with flowers in a glass vase. The daughter of a botanist, she's renowned for her precise, vivid depictions of flowers and insects, usually against dark backgrounds.
Clara Peters.
Nominate Yakshina.
Clara Peters.
No, it's Rachel Ruysch. Finally, born in Antwerp in the 1580s, which painter's works in the gallery include a militiaman holding a Birkenmeier, a portrait of a cheerful, florid-cheeked soldier raising a glass of beer in a toast?
Franz Hals, I think.
Okay, nominate Yakshina.
Franz Hals.
Is correct, yes. Let's start the question now. Described by the Oxford Dictionary of Philosophy as the prophet and protector of the dawning scientific revolution, to which English philosopher and statesman were Immanuel Kant's critique...
UCL is a dust.
I'm afraid you need to answer immediately if we're going to do it, so you lose 5 points. Were Immanuel Kant's Critique of Pure Reason and Denis Diderot's Encyclopedia, both dedicated. Born 1561, his works include Novum Organum and the Advancement of Learning.
Trinity Banerjee.
Francis Bacon.
It is Francis Bacon. Bad luck, Ali. I'm pretty sure you knew the answer, but I'm afraid with starters we do need an immediate answer. Your bonuses then, Trinity, are 3 questions on anarchists. First, critiquing the Marxist theory of the state, which 19th century Russian anarchist claimed that Marxist regimes would lead, quote, to the despotic control of the populace by a new aristocracy of real and pseudo-scientists?
It's either Bakunin or Kropotkin.
Okay, I mean, I only know Bakunin.
Let's go with Bakunin.
Okay, Bakunin.
Bakunin is correct. Next, the French anarchist Émilienne Morin was the partner of which revolutionary killed in the Battle of Madrid in 1936? She served in his eponymous column, or military unit, a leading anarchist force in the early part of the Spanish Civil War.
It could be Bonaventura Durruti. Let's go with Durruti. Bonaventura Durruti.
Okay, nominate Yakshina.
Bonaventura Durruti.
Is correct. Which 2 Italian-born anarchists were executed for murder in Massachusetts in 1927 after a controversial trial believed by many to have been political?
Sacco and Vanzetti. Is it Sacco? I'm not sure. One of them is Vanzetti. The second one, I think the first one is Sacco.
Are you happy with that? If not, okay, let's go with that. Nominate Yakshina.
Sacco and Vanzetti.
Yes, correct. Another side of question. Based on fieldwork in South Sudan, witchcraft, oracles and magic among the Azande and the Noya are groundbreaking works by which British social anthropologist born in 1902?
UCL is a dust.
Evans Pritchard.
It is Evans Pritchard, yes, well done. Your bonuses are on garden biodiversity, using information from the Royal Horticultural Society website. In each case, give the common name of the arthropod from the description. First, the RHS describes which soil-dwelling predatory animal as part of a healthy garden ecosystem. Belonging to the class Chilopoda, they have 1 pair of legs per body segment and are often brown or yellowish in colour with prominent antennae.
Ladybirds, maybe?
Ladybird?
They have no, they're not.
Woodlouse?
Just guess. Woodlouse is good.
Woodlouse?
No, it's centipede. A harmless terrestrial crustacean often found in compost heaps where they help break down plant material. They have numerous local names such as Slater pillbug and chuggy pig.
That could be woodlouse or earwig or something.
Okay.
So go for woodlouse.
Woodlouse?
Got it. Woodlouse is correct. Finally, a predatory insect of the order Coleoptera that helps control aphids. The colourful 7-spot is the most common species in the UK.
Ladybird.
Ladybird is correct, yes. We're going to have a music round now, and for your music starter, you'll hear a piece of popular music. For 10 points, please name the artist.
And when I wake up, I recognize you looking at me for the...
UCL Finlay.
Kendrick Lamar.
It is Kendrick Lamar, yes. That was, of course, Kendrick Lamar with the track All Right from his 2015 album, To Pimp a Butterfly. Your bonuses will be 3 jazz musicians who played on the album. In each case, please name the artist. Firstly, this bassist, singer and producer.
Benjamin Clementine.
I go for it. I was going to say something really stupid like Frank Ocean, but I don't know this kind of music.
Benjamin Clementine.
Benjamin Clementine?
No, it's Thundercat or Stephen Lee Bruner. Secondly, this pianist.
choose. Just pass. I think.
I don't know.
John Legend.
No, it's Robert Glasper. Finally, this saxophonist.
Jamie Cullen.
Like Joe Armand Joe.
No, it's Kamasi Washington. Another starter question now. Named for a mountain range, which language family includes Hill Murray?
UCL Hall.
Uralic.
Uralic is correct, yes, well done. Your bonus is UCL, 3 questions on a poem and its sources. Boccaccio's Il Filostrato is widely accepted as a primary source for which long narrative poem by Geoffrey Chaucer? Chaucer's poem, in its turn, was a source for a late tragedy by Shakespeare.
Troilus and Cressida.
Troilus and Cressida.
Yes, Troilus and Cressida. Book 4 of Troilus and Cressida includes a long monologue by Troilus on free will and predestination, absent from Boccaccio's poem. Its source is instead agreed to be which 6th century work by Boethius, which Chaucer had translated in the 1380s?
The Consolation of Philosophy.
Nominate Isidus.
The Consolation of Philosophy.
Yes, on the Consolation of Philosophy is correct. In Book 1 of Troilus and Cressida, Troilus sings a song that begins, "If no love is, oh God, what feel I so?" This is a translation of Sonnet 132 by which Italian poet, born in Arezzo in 1304?
Probably
Petrarch.
right?
It is Petrarch.
Petrarch.
Petrarch is correct, yes. Now, start a question now. In 1826, the former colonial governor, Sir Stamford Raffles, co-founded which...
UCL Is It Dust.
Singapore.
No, I'm afraid you lose 5 points. Which conservation organisation, known by the initials ZSL? 2 years later, it opened a leading facility in Regent's Park.
Trinity Henderson.
London Zoo.
Yeah, bad luck. It was the Zoological Society of London that I was after, and that, of course, does maintain London Zoo. Now, let's start the question now. Give a surname promptly here. Name any one of the 3 MotoGP World Championship winners between Casey Stoner in 2011 and Fabio Quartararo in 2021, a period during which every competition was won by a Spaniard.
UCL Is It Dust.
Marquez.
Marquez is correct, yes. Your bonuses, UCL, are 3 questions on mythology. According to a mythology created by scholars at the end of the last millennium BCE, the 3 sovereigns and 5 emperors were the first rulers of which modern-day country?
China or
It
Japan?
might be China, yeah.
I think China.
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 Correct. Which legendary emperor succeeded Yao? To Confucius, he exemplified integrity and resplendent virtue.
What's it called? You? Maybe? Try that.
Yeah. You.
No, it's Shun. During the reign of Yao, Dayu, or Yu the Great, was a saviour hero who succeeded in overcoming what natural disaster? He's reputed founder of the Jia dynasty.
So a flood.
A flood.
Correct, yes. Another starter question now. In the manifesto of 1924, what art movement was defined as, quote, psychic...
UCL Hall.
I'm afraid I need an answer straight away.
Accidentally.
You lose 5 points. Psychic automatism in its pure state, by which one proposes to express verbally, by means of the written word or in any other manner, the actual functioning of thought in the absence of any control exercised by reason, exempt from any aesthetic or moral concern. These were the words of the manifesto's author, André Breton.
Trinity Yakshina.
Surrealism.
It is surrealism, yes. Your bonuses, Trinity, are on Japanese culinary terms that are used in English. Give each from the definition. In their Romanised version, all 3 are 5 letters long. Firstly, a type of fine, flaky breadcrumb, traditionally ground from crustless white bread baked using an electrical current and usually used as a coating for fried or baked foods.
Panko
Oh, yeah,
breadcrumb, panko.
Panko is correct. Secondly, a general term for a quick, simple soup stock made by boiling ingredients such as seaweed, dried fish or mushrooms in water.
I was going to go for dashi because that's
Yeah,
5
that is
letters.
5 letters, yeah.
Ramen. Is
No, but
No,
ramen.
the soup stock is
No,
not
soup
that.
stock is dashi because you make it with dashi. You make it by boiling.
Go for it.
Dashi.
Is correct. Finally, a soft, chewy cake made from glutinous rice steamed and pounded into a paste.
yeah.
Mochi.
Traditional fillings include sweetened red bean paste.
Mochi.
Mochi is correct. Now, let's start the question now. A single-word answer is sufficient here. In April 2022, an egg laid in Dorset marked the first nesting attempt in southern England in nearly 200 years by which bird of prey?
Trinity Kang.
Eagle.
No.
UCL Hall.
Osprey.
Osprey is correct, yes. Your bonuses then, UCL, 3 questions on holidays and festivals of Britain and Ireland. In 2023, the Irish government established a new permanent public holiday in early February. This celebrates both the Celtic festival of Imbolc and which Abbess of Kildare, one of the patron saints of Ireland?
Okay, I thought I had it.
What's
I
the
don't have it.
patron saint? No, we don't know. We just no. Pass.
Patricia.
Joan.
No, St. Bridget. The Welsh festival of Calan Gaeaf corresponds to the wider Celtic festival of Samhain and means the eve of what season?
It's the Halloween one, but
Okay, so-
harvest or
So
something.
winter.
Eve of Winter? Or
Yeah,
okay, Winter.
Correct. Its name meaning bright fire or lucky fire. Which Celtic festival is roughly parallel to May Day?
This could be Beltane. I think this
Yeah,
is.
I think you're right.
Beltane.
Correct. Let's start a question. Published in an 1845 collection, Browning's poem, The Lost Leader, berates which fellow poet for abandoning his youthful ideals? Quote, just for a handful of silver. This poet's major works include The Solitary Reaper, Lucy Gray, and the autobiographical work, The Prelude.
UCL Hall.
Wordsworth.
Correct, yes. The bonuses UCL are on carbohydrates. In each case, identify the carbohydrate from the description given. First, a disaccharide consisting of two glucose molecules connected via an alpha linkage. It is a product of starch breakdown by amylases.
Glucose is...
Glycogen.
fructose or sucrose?
I don't know. You're cool.
Sucrose.
No, it's maltose. A polysaccharide consisting of branching chains of glucose molecules that is the main form in which the carbohydrate is stored in higher animals. Insulin stimulates its production in the liver and muscles.
Oh, glycogen.
Glycogen is correct. A disaccharide that, on hydrolysis by the enzyme invertase, is broken down into its constituent monosaccharides, fructose and glucose.
I think this is sucrose. Yeah, sucrose.
Correct. Picture round now. For the picture starter, you'll see a photo of a production of a Shakespeare play. For 10 points, please give the title of the play.
UCL Hall.
Titus Andronicus.
It is the bloody Titus Andronicus, yes. That was, of course, Titus Andronicus, pictured with his daughter Lavinia in the Globe's 2014 production. For your bonuses, UCL, you'll see 3 further photos of productions of Shakespeare's Roman plays. In each case, simply name the play. Firstly...
What
are the Roman plays? Julius Caesar.
Yeah.
Cleopatra.
I don't know.
Sort of man hugging his mother.
Mother plays? What?
What's it called? Coriolanus.
Coriolanus.
Correct. Secondly?
Man rising
With a
from the
dagger.
Is that Julius Caesar?
Yeah,
Someone
if it
cutting
is
out of the
Brutus,
grave.
and then
Okay. Julius Caesar,
Correct. And finally?
Antony and Cleopatra, I would guess.
you think?
Well, it's a man.
Anthony and Cleopatra.
Yes, draws the scores level. Another starter question. To what precise political office were all of the following elected? Douglas Hyde in 1938, Eamon de Valera in 1959, and Mary...
UCL Finlay.
Taoiseach?
No, I'm afraid you lose 5 points. And Mary McAleese in 1997.
Trinity Yakshina.
President of Ireland.
It was the President of Ireland. Taoiseach, of course, is Prime Minister, as you know, it's a different job. Your bonuses, Trinity, are on Japanese and British history. In each case, the answer is a monarch who reigned for at least 30 years. First, who was on the throne of Scotland when Minamoto no Yoritomo founded the Kamakura shogunate, the polity that ended the Heian period?
Speak of like around 1100s time.
Someone who ruled for 30 years.
30 years or more, like earlier 1100s.
Do you want to go? Do you know the Scottish?
Not at that time.
Do you know like any?
Come on.
monarchs?
When was
David
David the First? Is that
Let's go for David the
First.
David the First?
No, it's William the Lion, or the First. Who was on the English throne at the time of the attempted Mongol invasions of Japan?
It's 1320s, I think.
Okay.
Yeah, it's definitely 14th century.
So when the 14th century monarch of Scotland?
England.
England.
Oh, was it England?
Yes.
Oh.
Would it be?
Come on.
Henry's?
Who was long in Henry?
Edward III, maybe?
Okay, go.
Edward III?
No, it's Edward I. Finally, who was on the British throne at the fall of the Tokugawa shogunate?
Fall of the Tokugawa's 1868. So Victoria.
Is that just Victoria? Yeah, Queen Victoria.
Correct. Another starter question. Which recent winner of the Palme d'Or at Cannes stars Charles B. Dean and Harris Dickinson as a glamorous couple aboard a luxury yacht in a social satire directed by...
UCL Finlay.
Triangle of Sadness.
Is correct, yes. Your bonuses then, UCL, the 3 questions on mountains of Central Asia. 7,495 metres in height and formerly known as Mount Communism, Ismail Samani Peak in the Pamir Range is the highest point in which country?
It's either Kazakhstan or Kyrgyzstan. I think it might be Kyrgyzstan.
Yeah, Kyrgyzstan.
No, it's Tajikistan. Next, Tirich Mir is the highest peak in which range of mountains to the south of the Pamirs?
Hindu Kush.
Yeah, Hindu Kush.
That's the south.
Hindu Kush.
Correct. K2, the second highest mountain in the world, is in what mountain range? It gives its name to a road linking Pakistan and China.
So
Khyber.
Khyber Pass or Karakoram.
Is that not just the? Yeah.
It's Khyber, Karakoram or Himalayas.
Okay.
It won't be Himalayas, I don't think.
Yeah.
Himalayas.
No, don't. Go for,
Khyber.
what's the second one you said?
Karakoram.
Nominate Jacob.
Karakoram.
Karakoram is correct, yes. Scores level again. Another starter question. First proposed in the 1957 B2FH paper, neutron capture nucleosynthesis via the R process or S process is responsible for the creation of almost all elements heavier than which transition metal? These elements...
UCL Finlay.
Iron.
Iron is correct. Your bonuses are 3 questions on the British choreographer Christopher Wheeldon. First, premiering in London in 2022, which of Wheeldon's ballets is based on a novel by Laura Esquivel, set in early 20th century Mexico? Its plot revolves around food and forbidden love.
Anything?
I don't know.
Okay, we don't know.
Frida Kahlo's eyebrow or something like that.
Like water for chocolate. Mamilius, Brother Clown and Father Shepherd are supporting characters in Wheeldon's 2014 adaptation of which of Shakespeare's plays?
Father Shepherd. What was
the character?
Oh, like maybe Twelfth Night as a shepherd. I don't know. Mamilius, Father Shepherd.
Twelfth Night.
No, it's The Winter's Tale. Which musical directed and choreographed by Wheeldon won Tony Awards in 2015? It incorporates songs of George and Ira Gershwin, including I Got Rhythm and It's Wonderful.
American in Paris, isn't it?
Is that a musical?
Yeah.
American in Paris.
And American Paris is correct. Another starter question. Located southwest of the Vainameri Sea and north of the Irba Strait, Saaremaa is the largest island of...
UCL Hall!
Estonia.
Estonia is correct. Your bonuses, UCL, are on Roman Britain. All 3 names have a suffix that derives from the Latin for camp or fort. First, what is the present-day name of Corinium, a town in the Cotswolds on Foss Way, around 30 miles northeast of Aqua Sulis or Bath?
So Castor or Chester, won't it? If
No,
it's
Chester's
fort.
No,
way too
Chester's
far.
also not.
For fort is Castor, isn't it?
Okay.
Then, I think.
Well, no, it's... OK, just guess the town in the Cotswolds.
I don't know.
Chester.
Cotswolds.
True.
Chester isn't the Cotswolds.
OK, we don't know.
First one said.
Barchester.
Barchester.
Come on.
Nothing first.
No, Cirencester. Which Anglo-Saxon capital was known in Roman times as Venta Belgarum?
Oh, I don't know.
I have no idea.
It sounds
what
like
would be
the
Anglo-Saxon?
Anglo-Saxon
Norwich, maybe?
Yeah, OK, guess
Norwich.
No, it's Winchester. Finally, what is the modern name of Camulodunum, the first Roman colony in Britain founded in 49 CE?
That's either Chester or Colchester.
It was not Chester, because
Colchester
Chester's got
is
away.
further south.
Colchester, it would be Colchester.
Oh, Colchester.
Yeah.
Colchester.
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 Colchester is correct. Another starter question. What 5-letter word can have both the following meanings? In topology, a property of a surface defined as the largest number of non-intersecting simple...
Trinity Banerjee!
Genus.
Genus is correct. Your bonuses are on ancient scripts that remain largely undeciphered. First, its early inscriptions dated to the 3rd millennium BCE. The Harappan script is also known by the name of what major river that rises near Mount...
Indus.
Indus is correct. Monte Alban in the Mexican state of Oaxaca is a leading source of undeciphered inscriptions of what people? They flourished from about 500 BCE and preceded the Mixtecs at this site.
Olmecs or Olmecs?
Olmec.
Olmec.
And at the goal, Trinity College Cambridge have 150 and UCL have 165. What an absolutely fantastic game that was, guys. Well done. I mean, you raced to an absolutely enormous lead and then just sort of disappeared for a bit. It's such a shame. But this isn't goodbye. Yep. You get to come back, and we know you like to make things as stressful as possible for yourselves. So we shall see you guys again, and you're beaten by an absolutely outstanding performance. UCL, gosh, that is the comeback of the series. I mean, where were you for the first 10 minutes of the game? I think there was a moment when you were on about -5.
-10.
-10.
-10 for a bit.
And I thought this could be embarrassing, but instead it's one of the most impressive performances we've had. So well done. You are through to the semi-finals. So congratulations. We shall see you and indeed the mascot of Jeremy Bentham again. And we'll see Trinity again too. I hope you can join us next time for another quarter-final match. But until then, it is goodbye from Trinity College Cambridge.
Goodbye.
It's goodbye from UCL.
Goodbye.
And it's goodbye from me. Goodbye.